Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be making a card with brushed bouquet. And before we get started though, all the product I'm using and all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'd love to be yours. There's also my email address if you have any questions or would like to see something made on this channel, please send me an email. There is a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel to help me grow. Thank you very much. So, stamped our brushed bouquet we're going to be using, and this is the card we're making today. I don't know if you can see, I'm holding this up close, but all those flowers are all sparkly with shimmer. We've used some texture in here. It's very bright, cheerful card. And the inside looks like this. And then we've done a nice little envelope here, and I have something on the envelope, piece of glue. And so this is the card we're going to be making. So, before we get started, I'm going to show you all the supplies we're going to be using. And I'm sorry about the kitten. One of my kittens is in heat, unfortunately. Another 2 weeks and she goes to get spayed. So we are using the brush bouquet we're using this flower and this one here. For verses, we're going to be using this one here, Wishes for a Beautiful Birthday and for a special person on a special day. Now, these are both being retired, so you may want to take and think about purchasing these soon. We're also going to be using the Painted Textures 3D embossing folder. Not retiring, thank you. I'm glad about that. And then we are going to be using the beautiful shaped dies, and we are using the 2 largest hexagons here, and this one is also retiring. So we're using a lot of product that is retiring today. So first we're going to go ahead and stamp our flowers and get them die cut. And this is photopolymer, so we will need our stamping mat and a piece of paper. And our flowers are going to be Melon Mambo, Highland Heather, our leaves are Granny Apple Green, and Daffodil Delight. So there's 2 stamps, it's 2-step stamping. This is the base one, and then the detailed is, you can see the difference in it, it's much smaller. So we're going to be doing some stamping off. So, and make sure I have my Stampin' Scrub close by because we will have to clean. So this is the Melon Mambo. I'm going to stamp off and put that one right there. And then this is the detailed. I'm going to move this closer to me so I can see where I'm lining up and get it as close as possible, like that. And then we will close the Melon Mambo for the moment until we're ready for it again. Give this a quick clean. And this one is Daffodil Delight. Stamping off. The solid daffodil. Once again, I'm going to move this down. What I'm lining up is this. There's this one right there, just right in front of my finger. These 2 here is what I'm lining up. And that's the daffodil flower. I thought about using Gorgeous Grape with this, but it was just a little too dark for the other colors. But you could use any color combination you wanted for this card. but I wanted something bright and cheery. So we're using Highland Heather. Stamping off. And, oop, not enough room there, we'll go over here. And we'll line this one up. Like that. So we'll clean those again later because we're done with that. Now we do need 2 leaves, or you can put more leaves. And stamp those right like that. So those are things we need to cut out. Now, we also need to do our best wishes. It goes on the front of our card. We're going to do that in Melon Mambo. And make sure I leave enough room for my die in there. Perfect. Now we have one more thing to stamp, but we're not going to stamp it until we get our paper out to do the inside, because it you need to have the side piece in or laying there so you know where you're stamping. So we'll come back to that. And we do need to die cut these. I did not do it ahead of time. These out so I can run one each time. Save that for something later. We'll get our little machine out here. This is the small Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, aka my book World Little Cranky is my name I've given it. And it is time to change my plates. When you change your plates, even this bottom plate needs to occasionally be changed and rotated, because it will warp as 2 if you don't do that. Now, the die lines up, this one, for this flower die, it lines up really easily. Grab some Post-its. So I do not want to have to stamp any of these. And then this one we'll throw in here. And line him up. Excuse me, I just lost a piece of my fingernail. There's our first flower all cut out. And one leaf. And let me snip these 2 apart so I can do another leaf with it. I know sometimes I cut these ahead of time, sometimes I don't. Green here. And like with most greenery, if you line up and look right through the little hole there, you can see the tip of your stalk and see where it's supposed to be. There's our Melon Mambo flower and our second leaf. So I'm done with the leaf. And I have one more flower to do. I'm not going to cut the hexagon at the same time with this flower. It's a little on the large side, and I want to make sure I've got it centered just perfectly. They're starting to get a little war. And you may hear my chimes in the background again. The day I'm filming, there's the Daffodil Delight. It is pouring outside and windy. And as long as it doesn't start hailing or having the thunder go, we'll be fine. So there's two of these, and I'll show you the other one. I already cut out the yellow that we cut out with this large one. We're going to use this next size in. And turn this way here. And if you takes a bit, it just fits in here perfectly. But you need to take a moment to, I'm going to actually grab new ones so it doesn't shift on me. And there we go. That just fits in there. But you could use other dies, find something else that works. I just wanted to add some different shapes into my card. Okay, let's get some other pieces of this card out and start building it. So here is the Daffodil Delight piece I cut out. So we have it ready to go. That's just an extra piece of paper I threw in. Okay. So we'll go over those pieces in just a minute. And cut me an extra inside just in case I make a mistake. So the card base, this is going to fold this direction. It is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. And like I said, all the dimensions will be in there in the description bar below in case I forgot to tell you something. This is our inside mat, which is 4 1/4 by, or 5 1/4 by 4. And this is a piece of Highland Heather that is 5 1/4 by 4. And I have already embossed that with the painted texture 3D folder. So we already have it all embossed. So we do need to, like I said, finish the stamping. And we have, this is the piece for our envelope, which we'll do last. And then there's 3 pieces of DSP. Now this is from the Hues of Happiness paper, and I wanted it because I wanted the colors. You see the colors in here? Match the colors we're using. So what I did is cut a strip that is 1 1/4, and then I cut it off in 4-inch increments. So this one has the colors I'm using on the outside for the most part, and this one does. This one does not. It has the yellow, but just the green. This is the one we're going to use for the inside. Now you could use any DSP you wanted for this. This is just what I chose to do. And this is the piece we need before we stamp this last piece. So I will move that. And what I want to do is I grab my, I'm using the Melon Mambo and my phrase, and I want to set this somewhere, and I want to set this right where I'm not gluing it in yet, just in case I make a mistake on stamping. You know, we do have 2 sides of the paper, but I want it sitting so I can center it in this section. And I'm going towards the top, so I have plenty of room to write. Oh, perfect. That's why I waited for that one verse. So, since we have this piece here, let's start gluing. I'm going right corner to corner. So you could use scrap paper for this, but you know, if you have pieces that are long strips, they don't have to be 1 1/4 inches. They could be 1.5 inches. They could be 1 inch. Now it's whatever you wanted. So let's go ahead and put the inside of our card in. I think we may have to grab another bottle of glue here soon. We'll turn this one back upside down for a little bit. It's starting to run out. Just turn it upside down though if your glue bottle's running out, and let it come down and just keep on using it until you can't get any more out of it. So I have 1/4 inch borders around on this card. The next one going down is our paper. Now this is the embossed or debossed, and this is the embossed. I always get mixed up, but I want the raised part out. You can choose whichever you want. I want to use quite a bit of glue, make sure I'm getting into these crevices so it will adhere good. Press that on. And then our colors here, I'm going to set them like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up here so I have it pretty well squared. And I want about a 1/2 inch or so from the bottom. And maybe a little more than a 1/2 inch. And I'm lining up right at the edge of the Highland Heather and coming across. Make sure it's nice and straight. And then this one, we're going to come down about the same distance, roughly. Line it up and adhere it. Like that. Next, we need our saying, which is going to go in the center here. And this has a nice big border on it. Okay. All right, this is going to go on dimensionals. It's going to go off to the side here, something about like that. And let's see here. Trying to get it lined up pretty evenly between the two borders there. About like that. And then we need our flowers. And I think I'll do those in a little different order this time. Okay, we're going to start with the yellow one. You could start with any one you wanted. And I want to put that about like this, but I need to make sure I'm still inside the frame of the card, so making note where I'm going to overlap. And I'm going to put just a tad of glue right there in the bottom. coming up and over here. And the next one we're going to do is the Melon Mambo. About like that. Now you could use other flowers from this set. I just really like the big ones. I have to say the bigger ones are easier to cut out of this, or not cut out, but stamp. The little ones are a little more fussier, but they turn out really quite beautiful. Yeah, that's good. And this one, we're gonna hug down on this side here. So I'm not gonna put any dimensionals on this side or right here, so it's all more towards this direction. Make sure I did that right. That's this side. And then put a little glue here and a little glue here. Just like that. All right, now we have some leaves. Now the leaves are going to go here and about like that. So they're going to adhere on here, but they're going to adhere here. So we need some minis, or you can cut some large ones. This one's going to go like that and adhere down. So I'll put it on this one here. Little glue back here. Coming off just like that. And this one is going to go in here. Well, maybe. I'm going to trim off this because I have a dimensional there and I can't go all the way in. So that's going to go in about like that. So I need a dimensional in this one and the other one. I know I need one here and one on the outer piece. Now don't be afraid to cut stems or something to make it work. And put just a dot of glue right there. And that's coming up. So we're just sort of wrapping the verse in this. So next I wanted a ribbon, and a big ribbon was just too big. So I decided to use my baker's twine, which has seemed to grow legs off my desk. Huh. Oh, there it is. Been a snake, it would have bit me. So I'm going to take a little piece here, big enough for me to, this is going to be a little double bow at Baker's Twine. Now Baker's Twine comes on a different kind of spool. This is just an older one. Still the same product, it's just on different. And I'm going to tie a little double bow. Maybe. Let's try this again. First, I want to clip this one now so I can see where I'm at. I don't want too big a bow. About like that. Yep, that looks pretty good. I'm going to trim those off about the same length. And I'm going to grab me a glue dot. Pokey tool. You can use your take your pick tool as well. Put that right there, and I'm balling it up a little bit. Then I'm going to take this, I'm going to set it right into the corner here, and just press it in, the glue dot into that corner, just right on the edge. But you could use other ribbon and stuff on that. So then I looked at this and I said, no, we need some sparkle. So I grabbed my Wink of Stella, and I need something to clean my... When you're switching colors with Wink of Stella, you do need to make sure you clean off your brush. We have a hair from one of the cats, and I'm just going over this. And yes, it will move some of the, sorry, that hair just keeps on. Hang on, sorry. Long-haired cats. It will blend some of your color. Some colors blend more than others. Yellow doesn't blend quite as much. But you want to make sure that you don't have any yellow before you go into your Melon Mambo. Now, Melon Mambo will definitely blend. And you could blend these before you put them on too, but I find it just as easy to do that. But it just adds a little, make sure I have no Melon Mambo on there. Then we'll do our Highland Heather. You could do these before you posted them, but, you know, stuck them all on, but. And we'll get the leaves a little green, little sparkle as well. Like I said, I know I'm going to try to hold this up in a minute. And then I needed still some more bling. So I grabbed the Opal Rounds, which are also retiring. And I think they are such a beautiful. And we're going to put a medium one here. These are the larger ones. I'm going to put a large one here. And one more large one over here. Just sort of stagger them. So that's the card. Let me get these dimensionals out before I... There's so much static here. I'm sliding them around with my sleeve on my arm. Okay, so we have one other thing to do is our envelope. Provided I brought an envelope. Oh, there's one. I forgot one, but I had one handy. And I'm just going to grab my seal. And I'm just going to put a little seal on the top and bottom, and a little bit on the sides here. I find seal works, this does work better on envelopes than glue. Glue will work. And this is just another piece of that same paper. And line that right up on the fold. And just give it a little trim. Like I said, don't want to have naked envelopes out there. Also, I think everybody's thinking when they get it, it's something special. So there's our envelope. This is our card. I'm going to hold it up and see if you can see the sparkle. I think you can. You can see it bled some of the color. So this is our card today. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you give it a try. Don't forget the clearance rack stuff is selling out. I did hear that Stamparatus is gone. Many of you may not know that we're losing the Stamparatus, which is a sad shame. I'll still be using it on occasion. I know many of you have Stamparatuses or have other stamping platforms, because there are certain projects you do need a slapping platform for. And so I don't know why it's being discontinued. I'm hoping that they will bring a new one back or something similar. But in the interim, it's now gone. So just thought I'd mention that. Colors are going fast that are retiring. A lot of stamp sets are going quickly now too. So if you want anything that's retiring, I suggest you go to my online store and place an order as soon as possible. Most of the dies are between 40 and 60% off. Stamp sets, some are have discounted, some are not. I know there's a couple down as low as $10, I believe. So with that in mind, you might want to think about doing that as time is getting short. The clearance sale only goes till the 1st of May, and the new catalog launches on the 2nd of May. So with that being said, have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you on Friday. Not sure what I'm making yet, but we'll figure it out. Goodbye.